Death Run!
Welcome back. We're in church. Can't you tell by the music?
Yeah, this is exactly how my church sounds.
And the stained glass that... What is that? I don't understand. What is the image in the stained glass?
I don't understand what that sound was for. That was me, like, delivering her?
Yeah. That was getting rid of the woman in your inventory. This man, they're a burden.
I like the idea of just carrying him around in your inventory.
Yeah, well, I like how in Skyrim you just have them carry around your inventory.
Oh, yeah. Second Lydia.
I would totally marry Lydia.
Well, she's pretty banging. I mean, as far as the chicks you find in that game, the only one who stands a chance is Lydia.
Yeah. Oh, Bethesda. Make better faces. Although Skyrim wasn't that bad.
I think they're getting better, but no, Bethesda definitely needs to change their face models. If you rolled randomly on that in real life, you'd be thoroughly ugly.
Random face roll.
Yeah, you would not be happy with your life if you had to look like a Skyrim character.
Unless you were one of the weird ones, like one of the elves.
I assume like wearing makeup is the equivalent of modding. Ah! I found the bombs!
Wow. I remember the days when you just got items, you didn't need a bag to hold them, like in Ocarina of Time, you had to get the bomb bag before you could hold bombs.
Yeah.
It's like, just give me a bag, I'll put the bombs in it myself. Dicks.
Well, I'm like, the size of the bombs are ridiculous.
Yeah, carrying around 10 bombs would be like several times your body weight. And really dangerous.
Check it out, 100 rupees.
104.
You know what that's good for?
I don't actually. Maybe some potions?
Maybe a bottle?
A bottle?
A bottle?
For you to put potions in?
For yeah, exactly.
Is Dalai Lama gonna give it to you?
Step right up and make your life complete. Yeah, I'll take one. Gimme.
Because
look at that.
All everyone needs is an empty bottle.
He told me to hold it above my head in glory.
Yeah.
And I complied completely.
Well, the metaphor runs deep, you see. The empty bottle represents Link's overcoming his addiction to substance. So he parades the empty bottle around to show that he's done with his drinking.
Wow, that's deep, man.
Yeah.
That's elite right there.
Yeah, it is.
Are
Are you gonna get all 4 of those with one entrance in the room?
I might get all 4 of them with one entrance in the room.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was 1337.
That was totally Zelda.
Oh yeah? That's not what I spelled.
Yeah, I know. But it did remind me of something.
Oh.
I've been playing a game called Dark Souls with someone I know. And I'm pretty sure we're making Dark Souls into a verb.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, a verb for getting screwed or fucked or murdered.
Yeah, I've heard that game is both difficult and broken.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the netcode is freaking super trash, but there's some broken elements for sure.
Cool. So, give me an example of how you can be Dark Souled. Dark Souls? What's the proper way to use it?
Yeah, Dark Souls, probably. I'd guess, maybe.
Dark Souls. Alright, so...
Just got Dark Souls.
So is that like when you get like stun locked by a guy in a corner and...
Well, okay, a good example of this would be like a pain wheel. It's essentially a skeleton in a wheel, and he rolls at you.
Uh-huh.
And if he hits you next to a wall, he will just get stuck inside you and drain your health. Doesn't matter if you have your shield up, he will drain you. You will die.
Huh.
And of course, you have a chance to recover any loot, like your souls and your humanity, if you go recover your corpse, pretty much. But it's right next to that same monster. And if you die again, that corpse goes away, and you leave a new one. so you get screwed out of your loot.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
That sounds like something I would not like to play a lot of. Maybe 40 minutes or so.
Well, it's actually fun if you get good at it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I think that's a problem though, like, the controls are so terrible that if you haven't played it before, like a good 5 hours worth, you'll pretty much hate the game.
I can see that.
But if you can survive the first 5 hours, you become like all the people who call it a cult classic and want to play it all the time.
Cult classic.
Cult.
I never really understood that term anyways. It's just like, some people think this game's very good. It's like, okay.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it.
Because, I mean, those things are hit and miss for me.
Well, I agree. Like, The Godfather.
I hope you guys don't get mad at me, but I've never seen those movies.
Me either. So they'll get mad at both of us.
Oh, great.
Well, and I'm like, who's it a cult classic to? Just people over the age of 30?
I don't know. I've never seen Citizen Kane either.
Because, like, I haven't seen that either, but my brother is 28, he's never seen The Godfather, but my other brother, 31, he has. So, yeah, I think it's an age thing.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with his entire body of work, but the only Martin Scorsese work I'm familiar with is The Departed, and I was not impressed by it. It had this, like, ridiculous cast with a bunch of people that I think are really good, and I thought it was the worst performance of several of their careers as far as I've seen. Except Mark Wahlberg, man, he really nailed that asshole Irish cop.
Well, I mean, he usually rocks all of his roles. Have you
Yeah.
seen that happening? Oh, man. What a masterpiece.
No! What? No!
No, man, we're not. Yeah, that's pretty great.
Say hello to your mother for me.
Hey, goat. I like your beard. I had a beard like that in the movie. Perfect Storm. You know what's funny is, like, he says that, but his beard in the Perfect Storm was nowhere near as good as that goat's.
Well, goats are notorious for having awesome beards. Not groats. Groats are notorious for having funny names. I'm a groat. Yeah. His sword is bigger than yours.
Yeah, well, that's because I don't have the Master Sword yet.
Does the Master Sword have a bigger sprite?
It's definitely larger, for sure.
Good.
It is way, way larger. It's kind of unfair large.
What about the big Goron sword?
There's no Gorons, so I don't even think Gorons exist in Link to the Past. Or if they do, I just don't remember. Because they're probably enemies like the Zoras.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Zoras are completely different in 3Ds.
Yeah, man.
3DZs.
Everyone thinks they're supposed to be nice and cute and cuddly and fun. But no, man. I see them as little fuckers that shoot fireballs out of their mouths at you.
That'd be a terrifying creature. It exists in the water but can still breathe fire? What was evolution thinking? That sort of adaptation would never be helpful to any extant species.
Oh gosh, I just imagine them trying to hunt underwater.
Lava Fett. Or cucumber thing.
Here you go.
Doo-doo-doo mushroom! Doo-doo-doo-doo mushroom!
So this chick's all like, "Red is the medicine of life, here, have a taste." And I'm like, "Thanks, baby."
Wait, what does the blue one do?
It ever fills both?
All the way?
Both mana and hope, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty full.
Yeah, man.
And it's both things.
Feels good and sad.
But you don't really need that, do you?
Not particularly.
Because you're just too good at the game. You know, these peons, they strafe to fire a bow and arrow at you.
Yeah, what a joke.
Like an idiot.
Jeez.
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
More like it.
Strafing and bow fighting.
I know, who does that?
Those don't exist in games except a lot of first-person shooters.
Yeah, but then the strafing is the choice of the shooter. And it'd be a bad one. Next time on Death Run, we continue going left.
That's not true.